Hi everyone, welcome back to Unravel Uplift.
Hello. Happy Wednesday.
So we've got more messy, complicated, and hilarious parts of life to
Unravel.
Yeah.
This week.
bring with you, bring here today. And then we'll uplift as usual with a perspective. This week, actually, we're uplifting with some life hacks.
Yeah.
Really bringing you the stuff that
a little
might help.
shortcuts, a little fake it, don't
Yeah.
make it vibe this week.
Yeah. So we've really heard over the last few weeks. We did an episode on Messiness, and then also on why things that are very simple feel really hard.
Mm-hmm.
We've had some really good response from our Facebook community and just people reaching out to us, which we're really grateful for. So thank you, and please continue. And we realize this is an area that I think deserves some more conversation, to go a little bit deeper and just unravel some more parts of this.
Yeah, for sure. And that, breaking things down and understanding why we as women put some added pressure on ourselves to define a certain level of perfectionism, right? So we'll unravel that a little bit and then talk about some simple tricks that can maybe take some of that off your plate.
So I think if we think about it, life feels hard, okay? And I don't mean like as in we're going through hardships, okay?
Yeah.
Like as in,
Did you really need to give that thought?
yeah, these are like, these are problems that we're very fortunate. We live in a good society. We have things available to us, but things can feel incredibly hard.
Yes.
This is not us saying we don't have food, we don't have a roof over our head, we don't have energy. I want to really be able to be cognizant that these are problems that exist in modern day society.
Yes. That's a good way to approach this.
Yeah.
That there are definitely other hardships. These could be first world problems.
Yes.
But they are realities of what many of us, when we get together with our girlfriends or when I'm on social media, these are kind of things that people are talking about. They are still realities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I think us as women, and we're not discriminating against men here, okay? Because this may also apply to lots of men, but I think I can only talk on the perspective of myself.
Yep.
And I'm a woman. I feel like I was taught along the way by both society, parents, people around me in my career, the nurses, like what medical staff, all of those people that I've had interactions with over my longevity of life thus far, where you have to be a better mum, a better wife, a better parent. Oh, I already said mum.
Yeah, well, that's worth saying twice. Yeah.
More successful.
Yeah.
Take on more responsibility. Do that better. I feel like that's been a message I've heard a lot.
Definitely.
In life. And I don't feel like it's necessarily an intentional you kind of message. I feel like it's buzzing around everyone.
Yes.
It's there.
Yeah. And I think there's a lot of social circles, especially when we're coming up, where, who's doing this? Who's doing that? Like that keeping up with the Joneses vibe and that pressure to feel that you are on par with those people.
Yeah.
So I think there's a little bit of that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So today we're talking about some unofficial cheat codes that women discover. I'm not going to say everyone discovers them later in life, but I feel like I know I've started to find them later in my life.
Yep.
Those tiny shifts, those shortcuts, mindset changes, and permission slips that suddenly make life feel lighter.
Yeah. So when we did research for this show, I came across a couple articles. One was from Real Simple magazine, and it was all about adult cheat codes and things that people do to make their life a little bit easier, right? And not keeping that a secret and sharing it, so then everybody can have their life be a little easier. And then there's a woman by the name of Casey Davis. You can look her up, where she talks about just simplifying life and the pressures that we put on ourselves and how to maybe work around those.
Yeah.
So feel free to check out those resources. We'll tag them in the show notes.
And I think one of the things that we really liked was her message, which says care tasks are morally neutral and survival counts. So I really like that.
Yeah.
So we're going to spend some time today unraveling why women feel guilty making life easier. And then we're going to uplift with those cheat codes, habits and mindset shifts that might actually help.
Right. And it is, just to stop and think about that phrase, like why we feel guilty for making life easier.
Mhm.
Like that whole
Yeah.
work smarter, not harder. And why do we as women punish ourselves for taking, and I hate to even call it a shortcut, just taking a different path and not maybe doing it in a way that means like making bread from scratch. We talked about
Mhm.
even at the beginning when we have children, like, oh, are you going to have a natural birth? Like they're giving out medals in the
Mhm.
hospital for
I didn't
people.
get a medal.
Yeah, I didn't either. No, we were both had C-section children, so we really took a different path than most. And that's mine wasn't planned. My daughter was
Yep.
breech.
Mhm.
So it's not like
Noah was extended reach, yep.
right.
They
So,
had to save our babies' lives in
right.
order, and so you know what? In the UK, we call it they came out the sunroof, is how they
Oh,
just
they came
so
out the sunroof.
they came out the
That
sunroof.
is
Yeah,
AKA C-section.
yes,
Mhm.
yeah. But the judgment in those mums
Yes.
groups
Yeah. But
of
we talked about the next step too,
yeah,
because sometimes with the C-section, you're not able to breastfeed. That breast
yeah.
milk doesn't come in like it's supposed to. So the shame, oh,
Oh,
the
oh,
shame
the
of not
shame.
being able to breastfeed your
Yes.
children.
Oh, you're not able to?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, your child's going to be stupid.
Yes,
All those good nutrients. Oh,
yeah.
yeah. You're going to go to formula.
What's wrong with you?
Right. Oh, yeah. Inadequate
Yeah.
mother. I remember
Mhm.
crying,
Yeah.
like just
Mhm.
being so
Yeah.
destroyed, like trying to feed my baby and then trying to pump
Mhm.
and then cleaning. And then you'd start all over
Yeah.
again. And it's just, it is so draining and exhausting.
I
And it's not
remember
fair.
I remember my mum and Nick with Safia because
Mhm.
I had complications with Safia as well. She was also a sunroof baby.
Yes.
Um, and obviously we had the perspective of Noah at
Yep.
that point, and I was killing myself trying to breastfeed her,
Hmm.
and it was not happening, and she
Yeah.
was very unhappy. And they actually made the decision. They let me sleep one night. They
Hmm.
didn't wake me, and they just put us straight on formula.
Yeah.
And at the time, I remember feeling so enraged. Oh my gosh, you made this decision.
Right.
You've just added to me being a failure even more.
Hmm.
But actually, thank you. Thank you,
Yes.
Mum and Nick, for doing that
Right.
because honestly, it was the best thing they did. My
Right.
baby was then happy. I was less exhausted.
Yes.
And you know what? I'm still a mum,
Right.
warts
Yeah.
and all,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know.
And your kids are
Um,
great.
yeah, and
Yeah.
but there is so much pressure.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I don't know why we do that to each other as
Mm-mm.
women either.
No.
Like, why does it matter?
No. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
We all birth
But
and those birthing patterns look different
yes.
and it's all okay.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
we feel, and sometimes it is true. Sometimes people are
Mm.
keeping score around us.
Yeah.
Sometimes we keep score on ourselves. What shame on us for doing that?
Yeah.
To define this role of perfectionism, whatever that may be. And that may not just come to birthing children. It could be in your career or
Mhm.
anything you do, making dinner. So let's unravel.
Yeah.
Let's get in there.
Because we're not always entering an Olympic sport, right?
Right.
It's
Yeah.
like,
Again, where are the medals
I
and the ribbons?
know.
Like none of that. I have no accolades to support, these
Yeah.
victories of mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think, as you just alluded to,
Yeah.
I think it hits a point where you start to realize that real luxury isn't designer bags. I'm going to use this analogy.
Yeah.
It's grocery pickup, comfortable bras,
Yeah.
cancelled plans. I actually sometimes really enjoy cancelled
Yes.
plans,
Hmm.
and nobody needing anything from you for 45 minutes.
Talk about a vacation. That is a vacation right
Okay,
there.
but how do you then spend those 45 minutes, Jen? Be honest.
Yeah.
If you get 45 minutes to yourself in the day,
Yeah.
do you just check out and do what you want to do, or do you fill it with something else?
Honestly, sometimes I go down that really bad spiral of the mindless scroll.
Hmm.
I'll just get in my chair or sit on the sofa and I usually go on there for a reason. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I need to look up something for dinner. Or I was looking up like um, a wedding gift for somebody. And
Mhm.
then I'm just like scrolling and then I get stuck in the trap. And pretty soon, 15 minutes has turned into 30 and 30 turns into 45. And then I get mad at myself for spending that 45 minutes that I could have done something else mindlessly scrolling. So that's like the double-edged sword
Yeah.
because yes, I did allow myself that freedom, but I allowed all this other noise to come in
Hmm.
that really was not productive. And it was a brain drain, but I got nothing out of
Yeah.
that.
I
Yeah.
feel like we feel that guilt leads us to fill that free time
Yes.
with something that is often for someone else, like looking at a wedding gift.
Yeah.
That's
Mhm.
something on your to-do list that you are checking off for
Yes.
you,
Yep.
but ultimately that gift is for someone else,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
We don't give ourselves the space to
No.
just breathe,
Yeah.
to go do something that
Right.
fulfills us for
Yeah. We're
45
conditioned
minutes.
to overfunction, overgive,
Mhm.
overachieve,
Oh gosh,
overcomplicate,
I
right?
overcomplicate. When there is so much going on, I will overcomplicate everything.
Yeah.
Something that is just such a very simple task. What am I going to do for dinner tomorrow?
Mhm.
If I'm not in the right mindset, I have nothing in. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
the food is going to be terrible. I
Mhm.
need to go grocery shopping now. No, it is
Right.
fine. I can get chicken
Yeah.
nuggets out of
Did
the
we hit our
freezer.
protein goal? How are my macros for the day? Like it just it can take a real
It
deep
can.
dive.
Whereas if I'm feeding myself and my kids chicken nuggets one
Right.
day, we're all going to be fine.
Yeah.
We are.
So we associate that struggle with worthiness, right?
Yeah.
Like, are we worthy of this or was it a
Mhm.
struggle to get there? So and why do we have that
Yeah.
guilt, you know?
Well, I feel like we feel guilt for asking for help,
Yeah.
taking shortcuts,
Yeah. Resting, like we talked
yeah,
about.
yeah,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
having a convenient option,
Yeah.
you
For sure.
know? I mean, how many years on commercials have we seen, you know, the perfect looking mum preparing the most perfect wholesome meal for their kids,
Yes.
right? I mean, can we achieve that in a day? Really? As
Maybe
well as
back in the day, right?
yeah, yeah,
But now that your kids are in travel sports
yeah.
and they're in multi things and you have a life of your own and your workday stretches beyond the 9 to 5.
Mhm.
I mean, I try to cook like a solid meal at least
Yeah,
twice a week.
yeah,
But a lot of times we're big factor meal people, so we fall on those
yeah,
conveniences. We will do takeout some nights. Um, it might be everybody is on their own some
yeah,
nights, like
yeah,
figure it out. I mean, the
yeah,
kids could Macy could go for a bowl of cereal, Blake might be
yeah,
doing something else. Like it's definitely not
yeah,
picture perfect.
yeah.
Yeah. And you I don't know if you had this in the UK, but I remember as a child, they had the Rice Krispie treat commercial. So with Rice Krispie
Okay.
cereal,
Yeah.
and so you had a mom closed off in the kitchen and she's like, I'm busy, don't come in here. And so everybody thinks she's cooking like this elaborate dessert, right? And she makes these Rice Krispie treats, which were like so easy. And she's sitting on a chair in her kitchen reading a book. And and then she comes out and she throws this flour on her face like she's whipped up this like crazy creation, like, "Look what I've created." And it literally was the easy task
Mhm.
was the Rice Krispies, but that marketing to
Yeah.
us as women
Mhm.
was like, "Okay, this is her cheat code
Yeah.
that she's in here acting like she cooked this meal from scratch or this fabulous dessert, but it was just Rice Krispie treats. It was butter and
Yeah.
marshmallows and ta-da, and it was done." But the way that they market to women back then
Yeah.
was like, "Oh, this is your secret."
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's your secret.
Mhm.
And
Like instant rice,
yeah,
secret,
but
like all these secrets.
you also have to still show that you're busy,
Right.
that you're doing
Yes.
something. Like, oh my gosh, that
Right.
message.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, that's
Crazy.
powerful.
Yeah.
But so Casey Davis, going back to this wonderful reference, um, said that care tasks are morally neutral. We already kind of mentioned that before in our quote. It really got us starting to think around this, I think.
Yep.
And it made me really think about how, as women, we attach morality to everything,
Mhm.
like absolutely everything. So if I've got a messy house, I'm a failure.
Yes.
If I get takeout dinner, it means I'm lazy.
Yeah. And you hear people say that, right?
Hmm.
Like, "Oh, I just couldn't feel like cooking. We had
Yeah.
to do takeout." But that doesn't mean you're a failure.
Means that you're human.
Yeah.
Grocery delivery is indulgent.
Mhm.
Not folding laundry, bad mom,
Right.
really
And
bad.
it goes on and on. I'm
Hmm.
sure that all of you
Yeah.
have a lot of comparisons where there's things that we associate with failures.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, we're exhausted trying to prove we're capable of doing everything.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think even in my marriage early on, I felt like I had to do all of those domestic duties.
Yes.
I really did. I felt
Yeah.
like that was my role as a wife. No,
Yep.
no one said that to me.
Right.
That's the thing. No one has said out loud to me, you have to do all of these domestic duties, right?
Mhm.
But I feel like just that's what you did,
Right.
And if I didn't do those things, I was a failure as a wife.
Right.
Then add children in the mix and you're doing the childcare, working, and the house stuff. And I remember like Nick's always been really good at helping with things, but actually we shifted that mindset.
Mhm.
It's like, okay, you are not babysitting the kids. You're
Right.
actually your children to take care of.
Yes.
And also, you need to share the domestic duties with me.
Mhm.
It's not that you're helping me. We need to become a partnership to share.
Right.
And I think that mindset shift for us was huge.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
not only did I stop feeling the pressure
Yes.
and the guilt around not being able to get everything done,
Mhm.
but also I think for him, it was like, oh, I actually have permission to do something in the house.
Right.
Um, and then also, like, he could see how much there was to do,
Mhm.
and then for our kids, they could see that, okay, this isn't a gender specific
Right.
thing.
That's
This
just so
is a
important.
divide and conquer.
Yes. And even for you to be like, I'm okay letting that go because
Hmm.
a lot of times we micromanage things that we feel has to be done my
Yeah.
way. He won't do it the way that I want it. And again, it goes back to creating our own monsters. Like you
Mhm.
need to release some of that load. If you cannot learn to delegate and let some of that responsibility, even though it may
Yeah.
not meet your standard, it's it's
Yeah.
it's going to implode on you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So let's talk about some. This is kind of relatable and funny at the same time,
Yeah.
I think. So things we used to think were lazy,
Hmm.
but they're actually genius.
Yes.
All right,
Yes.
grocery pickup,
Pre-cut veggies and fruit.
duplicate charges.
Yes. Um, Buying two of the exact same thing, like the same black leggings that you know that work so well for you, buying two pair. So you always can capsule wardrobe or wear those on repeat. Don't have to wait for one to be out of the wash. It's a classic you can wear forever. Smart.
Automatic subscriptions.
Yes.
Although I will caveat here, if you stop using the product, cancel the subscription.
We've all made that mistake. Yeah. But there is those things that you
Yeah.
use all the
Mhm.
time when Amazon can just drop it off at your
Yeah.
door and you're like, okay, it's seamless.
Yeah.
We have it with dog food. We have it with,
Yeah. Dog
yeah,
food.
like I don't have to
Yeah.
think about it.
Yeah.
The
It just
dog's always
comes.
going to be fed,
Hmm.
you know?
Yeah.
So things
Yeah.
like that can definitely make your life easier. Um,
Paper.
Using paper plates.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Right.
Yes.
Like it does, you don't have to get the
Yeah.
dishes out every night. It's okay to do paper plates.
Well, and that's a hack I learned even when I was like having people over.
Yeah.
Plastic cups and paper plates.
Yeah.
Why? Why would we
Right.
not?
Yeah. And it's not maybe the most eco, but we don't do it all the time.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I'm so guilty of this one. The
Mm.
not answering texts immediately. I feel like everything that comes through, I have to
Yeah. Because
immediately.
you just
Hmm.
feel guilty for not answering. Like
Yeah.
then you make that person feel bad.
Hmm.
But sometimes you need to sit with that question or
Yeah.
thought before you answer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually try not to look at my phone during my work day
Hmm.
because then I can just stay really productive with work. And then after work, I can look at it just because it can be such a source of distraction, right? And then you
Yeah.
do feel like you've got to reply.
Yeah. And it's okay to say, let me get back to you on that. And then you
Yeah.
can roll that around for a little
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
So we talked about decision fatigue in a previous episode. So we're going to give a little refresher on what that exactly is.
Yeah.
So um, we like to describe this as women carrying mental tabs constantly. So think of your phone and there are 20 apps all open at the same
Yes.
time. And our phones don't like it.
Mhm.
They are like
Yeah.
depleting
Yeah. They're
battery
working
and
slow.
yeah.
Yeah. You go on battery saving
Mhm.
mode.
That's us.
That's us.
Like we also get depleted if we have too
Too
much
much
going
going
on.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Juggling too
It's
much.
they call that invisible layer
Mhm.
labor, right? Where yes, you have core responsibilities being a mom or doing your career,
Mhm.
doing the things, but underneath it all, you're getting that wedding gift,
Yeah.
planning outfits for family pictures, making sure that, next week we have the groceries for lunches next week.
Mhm.
Like there's all these hidden agendas and all these hidden labors that all those tabs are open trying to get that done.
Calendar invites. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Like they, just like literally making sure everyone's got visibility to everything in the calendar.
Yeah.
Um, remembering appointments,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
school forms. I was just saying to Jen before, it was not just one form. It was 4 forms that I had to fill in just for my kids to be able to carry something with them at school.
Right.
I'm like, why are we making this so exhausting? And then I have to get them signed off by the doctor as well,
Mm-hmm.
even though chances are my kids will not use
Yeah.
said item. But yeah.
Yeah.
Um, work tasks,
Yep.
family logistics.
Yep. Groceries, birthday gifts, all the things that happen. Like again, we talked about May, December,
Mhm.
all, graduations, all the things that are happening that you have to be prepared to address those tasks and those events. It's a lot.
So my little hack for this, something that I was saying to you
Yeah.
before about this, I've anything that pops in my mind, I have a piece of paper with me all day, or I use my notes if like I'm out walking the dog or I'm out somewhere. I will just pop it down.
Yes.
Okay. I will write it because I know as soon as it's in, it leaves just as quickly. So I will write it and park it somewhere. And then once a week, I almost take my parking list and I put it into a big long list. And then I try and farm things out per day or next month.
Yeah.
And so the list that seems really huge, I almost microdose it.
Microdose. Who has microdose on their bingo card
Oh,
today?
joy,
Yeah.
joy, joy, joy. I like microdose it so that I can digest what I've got to do.
Right.
And then the other hack I have is if I don't achieve it,
Yes.
I bump it to the next day.
Yeah.
Unless obviously if it's urgent, like there was something that had to be in by a certain time. So I
Yes.
actually had to do it that evening, just simple as. But anything that is not urgent,
Yes.
no one's going to die from it.
Right.
I literally then bump it to the next day.
Yeah. And to know that I think we associate with if you can't do it all, then it's a failure. Where
Yeah.
even a step in the right direction is something. So a partial effort. Whereas if you can't get in a 45-minute workout, do a 10-minute walk.
Yeah.
It's anything is better than nothing. Or if you're going to clean your closets and that task is so daunting, well, say you're going to do 10 hangers
Yeah.
a day and then do another 10 the next day. Like we talked about in goal setting that you don't have to eat the whole elephant, right?
Mhm.
When you look at that elephant, you're like, how am I ever going to do this? It seems so unachievable. But if you just take small bites, you can work towards it. And then you get that dopamine
Yeah.
of saying, hey, I worked towards that goal versus that shame of you feeling like you failed.
Yeah. And you can
Yeah.
do it like in so many different ways. Like if you need to clean bathrooms, maybe clean each one of the toilets on one day.
Yeah.
The next day, clean mirrors.
Mhm.
Like just break it down so that things don't feel quite so huge
Yes.
and overwhelming.
Yeah.
And Casey Davis also said here, anything worth doing is worth doing poorly.
Mm-hmm.
Something is better than nothing, as
Right.
Jen alluded to.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So the performance of womanhood, I think
Mhm.
that women, we're exhausted from performing adulthood versus actually living it, right? So performing versus actually living. So we talked about that perfection culture. Like
Yeah.
we have those trad wives out there now. I'm sure you've maybe bumped into some of these in your social circles online where they do something crazy like I am going to make pants for my husband from scratch. Or I am going to make my own dog food.
Mhm.
Or I am going to I don't know, they're outlandish. And when that becomes a trend, that is the standard that people feel like they need to live up to. Like talk about
Mhm.
300 steps back in society for women. I'm like, what are you doing?
And
Yeah.
kudos to you if that is something that you really want to do. Like if you want to go and make pants for your husband, great. Like I'm all for that, okay? But maybe don't share it and try and set it as an example of how everyone else needs to
Right.
perform.
You do
Because
you.
yeah,
That's true.
I am not making pants for
Yes.
my husband wouldn't want me to make pants
Yes.
for him
And
either.
meanwhile, can you make my husband
Yeah,
pants?
yeah,
While you're
yeah.
doing that, could you just, yeah. Yeah.
No, it's so true. And it really is hard, I feel like, in this social media world to
Yes.
kind of just take a step back and go, okay, through that filtering lens,
Mm-hmm.
that looks perfect.
Yeah.
But actually, I don't need that perfect. As much as it looks wonderful, it may be true. It may not be true.
Yes.
But also I don't necessarily need that in my life.
Right.
It is okay not to have what someone is
Right.
portraying.
Yeah.
I think that's hard,
Yes.
you know?
And to protect that peace and also to be like, there's moments that I'm caught up in the middle of something that seems a little chaotic. And I'll say, what am I doing? What am
Yeah.
I doing? Like, why am I doing this? And I try to just put the brakes on myself. Like, I can get there another way without doing all of this. This is
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's sharing those hacks, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Sharing those hacks, giving ourselves
Yeah.
permission
Yep.
and giving each other permission to
Yes.
not have to live in this perfection.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to think about the Barbie movie here, right? I actually really enjoyed the Barbie movie because I actually felt like that's an example of a doll that was always perfect, right?
Mm-hmm.
And actually being put in the psyche of being the doll that's always perfect and the pressure that was on that person, like
Right.
on that doll. I
Yes.
know we're talking really like
Mhm.
hypothetically here, but the message behind it is, okay, we are human.
Right.
And actually being human is so important.
Right.
And humans are messy.
Right.
We
And
don't
we
have
make
it all figured
mistakes.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Some days are better than others.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And I just feel like, why are we not celebrating that? Why are we not celebrating our individual mess?
Right.
Heck, I'd love to put on social media just what a disaster my house looks like sometimes, right? I'd be like, woo!
Right.
But I don't. Maybe I should.
Mhm. But there's a freedom in that too.
There
I
is.
think that there's times when you let someone see that messiness in your life and you're like, oh, that makes me feel better that I'm not the only one, you know? And so,
That's good to see all the time.
right. So, like, it's okay. Like, throw back the curtain and be like, hey,
Yeah.
I haven't washed my hair in 3 days.
Uh-huh.
And you know what? I'm okay wearing this ball cap.
Yeah.
Or, you know what? Like, we're eating pizza that's 4 days old. Like, it's okay that not every day has to be an A+ day.
I turned up to rugby last night, my son's rugby game. My daughter also had her like 8th grade gala last night, and I got done with work late. I hadn't even looked at myself in the mirror. I had these little black socks on, these sandals.
You did the socks and sandals situation? Oh, okay.
I
Yeah.
did. I had these black pants. I honestly, I was like,
Yeah. Oh, by Friday, I'm fried.
oh, well,
Like,
then
this is all you get,
one
right?
of the mums was like, should we get mother-daughter photos?
Right.
I was like, I'm not going to do that
I'm
to
not
my
camera
child.
ready.
I'm not
No.
doing that to my child at
Yeah.
all. Like, she's all good.
We'll Photoshop you on.
Oh my gosh. But again, you know what? Yesterday was just wild for me.
Yeah.
Who cares? Who
Right.
cares? No one said to me, even if they thought it, oh my gosh, Claire, look at you.
Yeah.
I'm sure many of us thought it.
Right.
No one said it.
Yeah. And who
So good.
cares?
So
Right?
I'm oblivious.
If
I'm
they're
oblivious
judging you
to it.
on your sandal and sock situation, these are not your people. These are not your people. No.
Oh
Move on.
my gosh.
Move on.
Well, I had the socks on for a reason because I did one of those pedicure peel things.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. The
The
ready.
shedding.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So I
Yeah.
was like, I don't want to give people
Mhm.
that, you know?
Yes. Yeah. Way to
So,
justify it.
yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah. Um, yeah, just other things I think of the performance of womanhood are the social media pressures we
Yep.
talked about, optimization overload,
Yes.
and then that hustle
Hustle
culture.
culture. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, let's face it, the busy badge. I think
Yep.
we talked about this a few weeks ago.
Mhm.
I'm so busy.
Yeah.
Is that a good thing?
There's so much going on.
I know.
Yeah.
And I'm like, actually, if I hear myself say that now, I'm like, stop.
Yes.
Stop and readdress what it is going on in your life that is making you so busy.
Right.
And let's get rid of some of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
All right. So we've unraveled
yeah,
sort of
we have.
things that
Yeah.
cause this chaos and this overload.
I want you to tell us one story about the
Yes.
pantry though.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So in the Mills household, I pride myself on being the pantry princess. You know, there's passenger princess, which I'm also very good at, but pantry princess means that whatever needs the household has, you need toothpaste, I got you. You need that cereal that you like. Oh, yes, I have that. I have 2 boxes actually. And everybody's taken care of, right? And so I run a tight list every week. If someone runs out of something and they do not tell me to put it on the list, that is a problem. And then I have had moments of rage where I'm like, you didn't tell me we were out of cinnamon. We're out of cinnamon. What are we going to do? Our pancakes are going to be less than perfect. So Scott had made this comment once about bananas. He was like, oh, are we out of bananas? And I'm just like, I like feel myself start to tick. And I'm like, well, I buy bananas all the time. And every week we throw them away and they go brown. And I have 30 in my freezer that we need to turn into banana bread. And he's like, whoa, I just asked if we had bananas. So then, like, to spite him, like the next week, I bought like 500 bananas and I threw them on the counter. I'm like, there's your bananas. So now, and then I grew up a little bit after that. And now there's this joke in our house that every time I come back from the store, I'm like, oh, I got bananas. You know, he's like, oh,
Yeah.
thanks. So it's like this joke. But again, that's a pressure that we put on ourselves
Yeah.
to have everything in the house. And God forbid we're out of one ingredient, you know, like it's an episode of Chopped, like what's in your basket? What are we going to make? Iron Chef. So I need to let that go too, you know, but as a mom, you want to make sure that your family's provided for, that they have the things that they want. And it makes me feel good that they have them, even though they're like, oh yeah, we always have snacks. So we always have,
Yeah.
the soda that I like or the whatever. So um, that's a little demon that I'm trying to
Yeah.
tame myself. But yeah.
But again, all coming from love,
Right.
but
Yeah.
also that,
But really
yeah,
expectations that we
yeah.
don't need to put on ourselves.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so what cheat codes have we got in store, Jen, here?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So cheat code number one is if something is constantly hard to maintain, just find a way to make it easier, right? Like that's like duh. So I see on Pinterest for closet organization that a lot of people are using hooks instead of
Mhm.
hangers. So you'll see people like hang their denim um, on the belt loops versus folding them all, and then you can see what you have. So that could be for you. We talked about this like baskets. Oh,
Oh my gosh, baskets.
instead of just having
Yeah,
stuff around, just put it in a
yeah,
basket. The basket looks
yeah,
nice. You can hide it away,
yeah,
and it doesn't have to be folded. You can just dig through it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Baskets are amazing
Mm-hmm.
for sure.
Yeah.
I like this one, duplicate essentials.
Yes.
Like having that duplication,
Right.
just
It just
duplicate charges.
Yeah, phone chargers,
Yeah.
you're not digging around for them, running
Mhm.
around like crazy looking for things.
We have duplicate beds for our dog actually, just
Yes.
because it's like he likes to be in different spots. And
Mhm.
actually, it makes sense. Have a
Yeah,
couple of them,
yeah, yeah.
just around the
And
place.
keep things where you actually use them.
Yeah.
Like I was trying to organize my kitchen, so I was taking all of the appliances that we don't use all the time
Mhm.
downstairs. And then I like got back into like making more smoothies, other things. So I was going downstairs every day, grabbing that, and then it was on my counter and then going, and then finally I'm like, I'm just keeping this upstairs, you know?
Yeah.
So if it's gonna make your life easier, keep
Yeah.
it where you can find it.
Well, that's a real thing, isn't it? People don't like to have too many appliances on their sides.
Yeah.
But if you're using it,
All the time.
yeah. Why
Yeah.
would you? And also, like, we got a bread machine
Mhm.
and it's sat in a closet in Nick's office, so we never use it.
Yeah, because you don't see it. It's
Yeah.
outside out of
So
mind.
it's like, why don't we just put this thing out and then we'd use it more often?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So something to think about there.
Convenience is not failure.
Mhm.
So this is one of the best adult cheat codes, I think.
Yeah.
Just, do I need to cut the fruit up?
Yeah.
If I'm going to something and I'm literally running from one thing to the other, buy the cut fruit.
Yeah.
Just don't
Yep.
worry about it. I actually was saying to Jen, I'm hosting like a breakfast for my daughter's friends this week with graduation. And instead of me making the yogurt parfaits, I'm going to do a DIY yogurt parfait. So they have all the ingredients. They get to make it themselves.
Yeah.
It just takes that pressure off me
And for
having
them,
to
it's
make.
fun that it's custom.
Yeah.
They can put as much or little of things that they want. It's more engaging, more DIY. It's more interactive versus
Mhm.
just being served your yogurt parfait. Like there's a lot of things that you can justify and zhuzh it up and make it seem very thoughtful,
Yeah.
and not like you're taking a shortcut.
Yeah. And I don't have to spend the time making all of them.
Right.
Crock pots.
Yes.
Oh my
Or
gosh.
Instapot,
Yeah.
whatever, anything that you
Yeah.
can just throw it in there, turn it on, let it cook.
Yeah.
We talked about buying the rotisserie chickens like at Costco or whatever.
Mhm.
Like they're
Yeah.
$7. Buy the rotisserie chicken, and then if you want to put a homespun vibe on it, then make your sides that you like so much, or make a fabulous sauce. Like
Mhm.
you can get yourself halfway there
Yeah.
without. I mean, who was roasting chickens?
I don't
Who's
have
just
time to
starting from
roast a
scratch and
chicken.
roasting a chicken when you can buy them so good from
Mhm.
Costco for
It's true.
yeah,
It's true.
yeah.
Delivery services.
Hmm.
I don't do this one enough. And the reason well, okay, I'm going to reword that. With Target, I'm always just doing a pickup because
Yes.
it's just so easy. Plus,
Yeah.
it stops me from spending even more for walking in that
Right.
store.
I still spend just as much because they'll suggest things
Yeah.
for me. They bait the hook,
Hmm.
but just to pull up there and have it in your
Oh,
car versus the time it takes for you to walk around the store and then who you may bump into at the
yeah.
store and then you engage in a conversation with them. Like it's easy.
Yeah. Well, and I think if you enjoy walking around a store different, right? I
Yeah.
don't. I have no enjoyment of walking around that store.
Yeah.
It actually just, I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
But then I do like to still grocery shop because I like to touch my fruits.
Yes.
I like
Take your
to
own. Make
touch my
sure.
veggies.
Yes.
And I've had delivery services and actually been frustrated because things aren't to my liking.
Right. Yeah.
So, and then I don't like replacements of items. I'd rather just not have it. So
Right.
that one, but again, ways in which I think you have to pick and choose,
Yeah.
don't you? The things that just make sense for you
Yeah.
to make life easier
Yeah.
for you.
Scott and I always say, what is more valuable right now, the
Mhm.
time or the money?
Yeah.
Right. So that's how I justify it. Like I don't do delivery service all the time. But if my time is so valuable at that moment for me to be somewhere, or if I'm doing something with work or something that's taking my time, like that's where I need to be at that moment. So at that time, it may cost me a little bit more money, but it saved me from having to try to dual task or
Yeah.
do something that taking me away from something that I really should be doing. So that's how I justify it. Like, what is more important right now?
And delegation. So even earlier, I was making smoothies for us, and my daughter needed a pair of shorts. And so I was like, "Hey, Nick, do you mind just looking for the pair of shorts
Yeah.
online while I make the smoothie? Because I couldn't do
Mhm.
two things once." No problem. Like it.
And don't
kind-
be afraid to ask.
Yeah.
Because I, you should know this, but our husbands or men or significant others, they are not mind readers.
Yeah, they're not.
Like as women, we're like, no, I'm good. I'm fine. No.
Mhm.
And there's hear that pitch.
You do.
That is a lie.
Yeah.
For those who do not know, that pitch is a lie.
Yeah.
No, no, I'm fine. I got it. I got it. I got it. Um, let them help you.
Yeah.
And don't be
Mel
afraid.
Robbins,
Yeah.
let them.
And don't be afraid to ask and tackle it together, So a lot of that is our own. We don't
Right.
want people to do it our way. We want to have that badge of honor that we got it all completed today. It's okay for everybody to chip in.
Well, and also I think some of it as well, if we're being really honest with ourselves, is that you don't want someone doing it equally as well or better than you, right?
Could be. Yeah.
And actually,
Hmm.
there are plenty of people that do things way better than I do.
Right.
And I feel like I've gone through life a little bit more going, okay, that's not a strength of mine.
Right.
Why would I even do that
Yeah.
when there's someone so much better at it and all they need to do is ask them,
Right.
you know?
Yeah.
And people like to be asked
Yeah.
as long as they're not overwhelmed.
Right.
Yeah.
And if you have a routine that can be simplified, try that as well. Like on Sundays we used to try to do, or Sundays we either try to do a big breakfast if everybody's around, or we'll do a Sunday dinner.
Yeah.
Well, we were spending hours in the kitchen, like for Sunday dinner and doing these things. And I'm like, do we really need to do that? As long as we're together, that's what counts, right? So Sunday dinner for us we could make mac and cheese.
Yeah.
Protein mac and cheese. And sit around the table and still enjoy each other's company. It doesn't have to be a 4-course meal, So as long as we're together, that's the goal. That's the goal of the Sunday dinner. It's not the elaborate meal that you're making. Yeah.
So there's something called the 2-minute rule. And this is not the one where you drop something on the floor and then you give yourself.
Eat it. And it's not 2 minutes. That's like 30 seconds. Is that what you guys do in the UK?
Is it 1 minute? We probably do 2 minutes in the UK. Being totally transparent there.
I love this one. Because we were talking, like sometimes my list gets so long, and whether it's personally or professionally, and I look at that list and I already feel like a failure just looking at the amount of things on that list. So I just sit there and look at it. And then I'm like, how am I ever going to get this done? Like eating the whole elephant. So there's this approach that you take all the tasks and you knock out the ones that take you less than 2 minutes. So that could be like taking out the trash, throwing in a load of laundry, going through the mail on your counter, sending that quick email, paying a bill online, putting the dishes in the dishwasher. And you could see how easily we have these like little tasks that we have to do all the time. If you could get those done, at least you can say, I just crossed 7 things off my list.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then you get a good feeling of like, all right, I made progress towards this list versus sitting there in this land of overwhelm.
Yeah.
So I love the 2-minute rule.
That is a great approach for sure.
And it says in the research, it says that when you free up your mental energy by taking those quick tasks off your lists, you don't have to remember to do it later, or you don't feel like it's hanging over you. So there's that freedom, right? I like that freedom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and sometimes I know I will get overwhelmed of like, if I think there are several things I have to do in a morning, for example, before I start work or something like that. And what I've started to do is actually take 2 minutes to write down what time I would be required to be somewhere or to do that thing that I'm thinking of, to see, can I fit that in that space? Because I spend more time worrying about it and being anxious about it than taking the minute or so to write it down and go, okay, and then I will cross out stuff on it if I can't do it all.
Because it may not be achievable. You look at that list, you're like, I didn't get all this stuff done today. Well, you set yourself up for failure. You couldn't possibly fit all that into the hours that you had. Yeah, that's really smart.
And
I
it's
like that.
Just cross the things off that actually
don't fit.
They just don't fit because you can't do everything. You really cannot. but I feel like we just have to kind of sometimes find a way to almost park it.
Yeah.
Just bust it out.
Yeah. That was aggressive, Claire.
Yeah.
That for you, that
Just
word or listening, you didn't see the anger and the
cross it
crossing
out.
that Claire just did. She's very passionate about her crossing things off the
I,
list.
there's nothing that I love that strike through.
We see.
I love the strike.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah.
Jen sees it
Yep.
firsthand.
Get
But
nervous.
it feels good. It feels good.
Mhm. Yeah.
Also, just protecting your energy before you burn out.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I'm a Capricorn. I'm a January Capricorn.
Mhm.
I actually believe in horoscopes as well. And one thing about Capricorn, January Capricorns, is that we're pretty good at being able to take that time when we feel like we're getting a little overwhelmed or need some peace.
Mhm.
I think people might think we're being antisocial
Yeah.
and just disappearing, but I think we're pretty good at hermiting a little just for the time that we need it. When I start to feel really overwhelmed, I will literally give myself like 30 minutes to watch a real crappy show
Yeah.
or walk the dog.
Yep. Let the brain drain.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like
Yeah.
that.
So I think, that's something that's really helped me, but I think it's also okay to say things like, you know what, I'd love to do that, but I don't have the capacity right now.
Mhm.
Because it's true.
Yep.
You really want to do it,
Yeah.
but it doesn't mean it fits in with what's going on right now.
Right.
I suppose for me, it is leaving that overstimulating situation.
Yeah.
Sometimes if something is too much, I do. I just kind of retreat.
Yep.
It's not against anyone, but I know that I
Right.
need to preserve the
It's
energy.
your
Hmm.
protection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I think, I see several people I know that set really good boundary expectations.
Mhm.
And they do it in a really nice way, but just, you
Yeah.
know, no, that's not going to work for
Yeah.
me
Or
right
Sunday's
now.
family day, or
Yeah.
I'm doing this,
Yeah.
I'm going to go do my workout. And
Yeah.
that's like your moment to make sure
Yeah.
that you're doing something for yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
important.
And I think, we're all human beings. We all understand people have different things going on in their lives and different priorities, and it's okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, yeah, the less tiny decisions you make, the calmer your brain feels, I
For
think,
sure.
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. And I think also in the world of busyness that we often hear like, okay, I'm going to do all these things and then I'm going to rest.
Yeah.
Where we don't have to deplete ourselves and then have
Mhm.
rest.
Yeah.
Like you should incorporate rest into your time schedule to be
Yeah.
like, okay, this I'm going to chill and do this. Whatever brings you peace, whether it's reading a book, listening to an audiobook, going for a walk, taking a nap. Like
Mhm.
you need to have those moments for you. And I think it's good for our families and our children to
Yeah.
see that your mom's not always running around like a crazy person and micromanaging everybody's life.
Yeah.
Like she's taking a moment to chill. Like we need those moments. Sit in your car a little bit longer. While you're waiting. For grocery pickup. Like it's okay. It's okay to have these little moments of R and R.
And pivot, like you can have the most well-intentioned plan.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well-intentioned of how your day is going to
Yes.
go, or
Yep.
this is going to look like this. And then life,
Throws you a curveball.
it does. It gets in your way. And I
Yeah.
think one of the things as we get older is learning to pivot and
Yes.
just roll with that pivot.
Yes.
It will be okay.
Yep.
I was an example came to mind, I think, of a few weeks ago when my daughter was going to something and I had not got to the store for her to take something to this place. I was like, go look in the pantry.
Yeah.
Was it ideal? No,
Yeah. But
but
something you check the box.
it was real.
Yeah.
Or even, I'm really sorry, I wasn't able to get somewhere and get that.
Yeah.
You know? It,
Yeah. Life happens.
yeah.
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 Yeah. Okay, so another code that you can get around is just do things that come easy, like repeat meals.
Hmm.
Like if you know that, I mean, we go through a ton of fried rice in our house. My husband always makes fried rice,
Hmm.
and the kids will heat it up. Blake takes it to lunch. Like we always have a pile of fried rice. Taco meat.
Hmm.
You'll make nachos. Someone can make a quesadilla. Someone can do a salad. Choose your own adventure. So we'll do a lot of meals that the kids love. Everybody likes. They can go in there and grab it and do whatever. Choose their own adventure with that. Capsule wardrobe.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that's a huge one. I look at celebrities like Jennifer Aniston, where you can look at her from Friends era to
Mhm.
now, and she works a real basic wardrobe. It's like white t-shirt, jeans, little black dress. She doesn't, you could look at a photo from her and say, oh, what year was that from? Like, and she could recycle those classic pieces. I think that that can really make your dressing less
Mhm.
overwhelming,
Mhm.
or to be like, oh, I have nothing to wear to this event. Well, a little black dress or, a black like turtleneck or a black tank with some basic
Yeah.
denim and then some good accessories, you can dress that up, dress it down. There's a lot of things you can do with that. So if you are feeling wardrobe overwhelm or what am I going to wear to this event, just keep it simple.
Mhm.
Just keep it simple. Zhuzh it up with your accessories. Yeah, that will bring some
Might even be
peace.
able to bring out that blazer, Jen.
Damn blazer. Why did you bring up the depth to the blazer? I had to give it away. Someone, the tags. Yeah, I know. I spent so much money on that thing. You just threw salt in the wound, Claire Evans.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, again, it just the things that make things feel less overwhelming.
Yes.
Yeah, for
Yep.
sure.
Yeah.
And then I think there's the done is better than perfect.
Hmm.
Okay. Like not everything has to be done so well.
Right.
Like I think I've done a couple of like adult exams.
Yep.
And my mindset for those adult exams compared to how I was at school was at school, it's like I have to get the best grade I can.
Right.
As an adult, I was like,
I just need to pass.
pass, yeah. If I get 1 point over, who cares? Like,
Right. Yeah.
it's done. It's
Right.
done. It does not have to be perfect.
Yeah. And you can work towards it too.
Hmm.
Like, take a little bit of progress every
Yeah.
day, get you towards that goal for sure.
Like today, I went and worked out this morning, and I didn't get round to my 4 rounds in the set.
Yep.
That's okay. I
Yep.
did 3.
Yeah.
Wasn't perfect.
Yep.
Doesn't matter. I was
Yeah.
still there and I was still doing it, moving my
Mhm.
body.
Yeah. Yep. For sure.
Um, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely a big fan of
I
that
do like this next one. Stop waiting for special occasions.
one.
Like where, I remember this with my mom. Like she had a really nice fragrance, like Chanel
Mhm.
number 5 or something. And it probably was a gift because I don't know how we afforded that. Or was a tiny, tiny little bottle. Maybe it was even a sample. And she would only wear it on like special occasions, like a really nice dinner or an event. And I think it's a shame. Like every day that we're here is a gift,
Mm.
right? So don't save the things like if you have special dishes or if you wait, to buy yourself flowers for a special time, like get yourself some
Yeah.
flowers, like treat yourself,
Mm.
and those little indulgences can really make you, feel special and celebrate the small moments,
Yeah.
you know? I think
Yeah.
that's a good way to bring a lot of satisfaction to your life and not feel like everything's dangling out for a special occasion.
Well, and I think it is as you hit this point in life and you're probably starting to look at the other side,
Yeah.
okay, um, is that actually life is the occasion.
Hmm. Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
Every day is a gift,
Every day is
as
a
you
gift.
said.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
And your peace matters more than performance.
Hmm.
Um,
That's the biggest takeaway.
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yep.
That we spend so much time trying to appear capable that we forget that we're allowed to feel okay
Yeah.
too. There's something freeing about that.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
So maybe the real cheat code isn't becoming more productive. Maybe it's finally letting go of the idea that everything has to be hard in order for it to count.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I also think like for anyone that's got families as well, like being open and honest about actually haven't got dinner sorted, it kind of sets a good example, I think, to our kids that
Mhm.
it doesn't have to be this 3-course meal.
Right.
It doesn't have to be perfect all the time. We can have cereal
Yeah.
and you're gonna be just fine,
Right.
And I think
Because they're
that
always watching.
yeah,
Even
they
though
are. Yeah.
we think like they don't care, they don't know what's
Mhm.
going on, they're not
Yeah.
listening. The things that we do, our behaviors are easily transferable to
Mhm.
them. And so you just have to be mindful of what you're projecting
Yeah.
and what bar you're potentially setting, even though you don't maybe realize it
Mhm.
for them. Well, my
Yeah.
mom always did this.
Yeah.
My mom always did
Yeah.
that. And I carry those. Like I my mom always does fabulous holiday meals. So whether it was Easter or New Year's or whatever. And I remember one year I told Scott, I said, I just want to go out for dinner for the
Yeah.
holidays. Like it's just so much work
Mhm.
to
Mhm.
create all the dishes and do all the things. And I see other people get dressed up and have a family picture where I'm like in my apron, looking depleted. I'm just exhausted. My feet hurt. Um, and I just felt this obligation because of the way that I was brought up. I'm like, God, my mom would be like, oh my God, they went out to eat.
Yeah.
And it felt so good. Now I wouldn't do it every year,
No,
but it was just nice to
yeah.
get dressed up
Yeah.
and have someone wait on us
Yeah.
and enjoy each other's company versus, you know,
Slogging it out in the
us
kitchen.
being stuck in the kitchen and then everybody else sort of chilling or enjoying each other's company or playing a game. So again, giving yourself that grace to be like, that's okay. Because we are modeling all the time.
Yeah.
We're still modeling as adults, looking at our parents.
And
Yeah.
chances are your kids actually might prefer cereal for dinner.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
sometimes they're like, what? I've got to eat that. And
Right.
it's like, well, have cereal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Safer.
Yeah.
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 I think we've covered a lot there, Jen.
We did. Yeah. And I hope that all of you have found your own cheat codes. We want you to please share those with us.
Please
Because again,
do.
this is a community, right? We unravel the things that we sign up for, that there's no medals at the finish line for roasting your own chickens or whatever you're into.
But if anyone wants to roast chicken from me, they're welcome.
Yeah,
I will take the roasted chicken for sure.
Yeah, if you're into that. But connect with us with our Facebook community or on social. We'll put some things out there around this episode and let us know what your hacks are.
Yeah.
Like I know that we have a really smart audience and they have some really good hacks that we could all benefit from.
Well, and that's the thing, we're only coming from our reference points.
Right.
What we've, experience.
Or some of these experts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we'd love to know the hacks because I want to adopt more of the hacks.
Right.
I want to make my life easier. I do. I don't want it to always feel like this really long race when it doesn't need to be.
Right.
I don't need the medal either.
Yeah.
And I'm totally good with not having the
Yeah.
medal. So please share that with us. So until next time, keep unraveling what no longer serves you and uplifting the version of yourself that deserves more peace, more softness, and a little less pressure. And we'll see you next week.
Thanks, guys.